My purple carrot package arrived right on time to my front door in a medium to large box in good condition, might I add. Oh, thank you. When you open the box, you're greeted with their menu of the week that includes table of contents inside, as well as pictures for each individual dish you will be creating. The ingredients needed to make each dish were well protected with a thick cover, as well as kept cool with gel freezer packs which were located at the very bottom of this package. The ingredients are separated and bundled in clusters to make it easier for you to grab your ingredients and get ready to cook your dish for the week. I ordered their two-serving package that is geared towards couples and singles. This package provided me with the option to choose three dinners from their menu that they update on a weekly basis. My choices for the week were kimchi quesadillas, Malfaldine Pasta, and black pepper tofu. So these all sound good, but I'm gonna have to go with our kimchi quesadillas for the first pick. So let's grab our menu and get cooking. Alright, so I already preheated my oven to 425. So as that's getting started, I'm just cutting the sweet potatoes into wedges. And this was a bit harder to do, and like you'll see, I kind of get frustrated midway because I had the biggest knife in my arsenal. And it took so much pressure just to cut through that sweet potato. Naturally, I mean, it's a sweet potato. But yeah, so I'm just cutting them up into small pieces as much as I can. I don't have a baking sheet. I keep telling myself I need to go buy whenever I go get groceries, but I always forget it. So I am just going to line my baking sheet. Yes, it's clean. It's just very stained with aluminum foil for this step. So now, instead of me sprinkling the vegetable oil, well, I'm using olive oil for this recipe, as well as just sprinkling all the seasoning on the potatoes while they're on the sheet. I am instead going to put them in a plastic bag and then go ahead and put in the olive oil as well as Togarashi. I hope I said that right. And just mix it all up so that it could just, get everywhere much better. now that our sweet potatoes are perfectly sliced and seasoned, we're gonna pop them in the oven now that it's done preheating to 425. The instructions say 20 to 25 minutes. So I'm gonna put it on 22 minutes. That's what I feel is like my sweet spot. Whenever I get a time range like that, I always go like 3 minutes less so that I can go ahead and check on, you know, the item and see if it needs more time in the oven and adjust accordingly. So now we're going on to step 3, which is drain our black beans. I kept it in the carton and just to save up dirtying anything else. And so I'm just pinching the corners of it so that only the liquid can come out and none of the beans spill out of it. We don't want to waste any beans if we can. So that's what I'm just doing over here. Look at that. It was fairly quick to do too. Alright, just giving it one last shake. Rinsing out my sink. And just in case anyone just gets squeamish about a dirty sink. I know there are some people like that out there. But yeah, so I'm just draining the last bits or any remnants that may be left. And just look at this. Look at that. Perfectly dried and drained. Yeah. And I just felt so good on just this hack. I'm showing you guys a little close-up of it as well. See? For all the non-believers out there. There you go. Alright, so let's go ahead and pop them on the stove top for the next step. So now for this step, after we drained it, we put it in a saucepan over medium heat, to which I did. And I did use 1 teaspoon of olive oil. So I'm just letting them, heat up. Just gonna add my salt accordingly. And then follow that up with the chili powder. Now I'm mixing that all up just so it could get good coverage and all of it is flavored and not just patches of it. Oh my gosh, I can't stand that when my food comes out like that. Like, dang, I knew I should have turned it more, but this one looks good. And now I'm also just pressing them down with the back of a fork. I only have metal forks, and I honestly think that's the best choice because I don't think plastic forks could withstand the heat. So I'm just doing that. This part was a bit tedious, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it took a minute. And what I did wrong here is that I didn't put the heat down to compensate for how tedious just how long it took me to go ahead and just squish them or what have you down all perfectly well. So keep that in mind. Just go ahead and just lower the heat from medium to low as you are pressing them all down with the back of the fork, especially if you're not used to doing it like me. And then you can raise the heat back up afterwards, or you might come out with a little bit of dry beans like I did. Still good though, but a bit dry. So this is the finished product of mashing all of those black beans down. So I'm just gonna do like a quick taste test just to see how it came out. And right as I tasted it, it tasted really good. Like, spice was there, loved it. did need a bit more salt. Forgive me, I'm Haitian. We like our salt. And I still felt like it was missing something. But before that, I wanted to go ahead and check on the sweet potatoes, see how that's going, because the timer did go off. Look at that. Okay. They look like they're coming out good. They are sizzling. Alright, back to our black beans. I want to let that cook for like 2-3 more minutes. So I didn't feel like the hotness was to my level. So I decided to put Korean style hot pepper seasoning on it to give it that kick. Alright, step 3. So our lemons. We are going to have our lemons, cut them in half. And then we are going to juice one of them. But before I do, let me just cut the wedges. And so now I'm just gonna go ahead and I was like, oh, why do I need to put another bowl? I am just going to put it straight in the veganese. So that's me determined to just juice all of this. And it was getting a bit full, so I decided to stop midway and just go ahead and get my baby whisk. You're gonna see it, it's so cute. Look at it! Ah, it's so cute! I'm just gonna whisk it up. And then, you know, once it gets thick and everything, then I'll continue squeezing, mixing, rinse, and repeat until it's all juiced. Now we are going to roughly chop the kimchi for this step. And as you can already see, the knife that I'm using, it's not gonna work. We're gonna try, but it's not gonna work. And I realized this after the first cut. Haha! Now we're ready to get to business. And I'm just gonna quickly chop the jalapenos as well for this step.
Service just like that started. Science editor Steve Newman reports on one person already using the brand new system.
Now for the last half of step 4, which is assembling our tortilla. We are going to go ahead and add, we are going to go ahead and add our black beans, just half of it, enough to fill it. wanted to make sure it had filling because the tortilla looked humongous. It's 12 inches, I believe. So yeah. But then I realized like, oh, you're gonna fold it in half, so you need to make sure it doesn't fall out once it's in the pan. So I was like, yeah, this should be enough. Alright, now I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to the next ingredient, which is our kimchi. Finish chopping it. I'm just gonna go ahead and section off half of it. Just eye it and go ahead and add it. And for now, for my jalapenos, go ahead and add that to the mix as well. And let's see if we added just enough and not too much. Yep, I bet you thought I put it on the counter, didn't ya? It looks like it's gonna take well. I'm just gonna flatten it down some more just to spread it out some because I just don't want it all in just one concentrated area and then spill out while it's in the pan. Let's go ahead. Alright, so now this is step 5. I went ahead and put 1 tablespoon. At first I was going to do a tablespoon of oil, but then I was like, I'd rather have butter. So I'm just grabbing the butter so I can go ahead and add that instead.
Imagine, if you will,
So I'm
sitting
going
down
to go
with your
ahead
morning
and do
coffee,
about, I
turning
want
on
to
your
say,
home computer to read
half
today's newspaper. Well, it's
to
not as
1
far-fetched as it may
tablespoon
seem.
of
In
butter.
fact, both local San Francisco papers are investing a lot of money to try and get a service just like that started. Science editor Steve Newman reports on one person already using the brand new system.
So this is browning to my liking. So I really like that. Oh, and the sweet potatoes are done and they're already cooling on the rack in the background. Alright, so now that they're done, let's go ahead and see the inside. Oh, I hope it comes out good. If I could cut it. So I decided to get a better knife. Again, I got my pizza cutter this time. I'm like, this should do the trick. And sure enough, it did. It cut right through the tortilla. I guess I cooked it a little bit too much, but I feel like it should still be good. So let's just look at that. And that's okay. You know, that is okay.
Meanwhile, across town, in this less than fashionable cubbyhole at the San Francisco Examiner, these editors are programming today's copy of the paper into that same Ohio computer machine.
Alright, so now let's go ahead and look at the inside of it. Ooh. Ooh, that looks really good. But I wonder if the other side could give us a better shot. Oh ho ho! Look at that. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to eat this. And this is what it looks like as a full dish.
Like that started.
I feel like it came out pretty good. Yes, the sweet potatoes look like they're overcooked, but again, we were going for crunch. I want my sweet potatoes crispy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will get my... Woo! All right, that was a lot of work, but we are finally here. I'm done. I got my knife ready to dip into this veganese. I don't know what it is, but the name will be right here. Now I'm ready to taste the finished product, even though I did steal bites of it throughout the preparation. Shoot, I needed to reward myself from all the hard work I was putting in, okay? But let's see how it did. Okay. This is good. Whoa. That kimchi. Woo, okay. Mmm. So good.
San Francisco papers are investing a lot of money to try and get service just like that started. Science editor Steve Newman reports on one person already using the brand new system.
Okay. I am taken aback. This is good. Like, this is definitely something I'd expect to eat at a restaurant. Wow. This is good. The zest of the whatever the hell it is. Oh, that is such a good alternative to sour cream or just what is it? Yogurt that some people would use as an alternative to sour cream to have less fat. This is another really good substitute. I like it a lot. The kimchi packs a punch. And the sweet potatoes, I mean, come on, sweet potatoes. The Togarashi, that's really good. Like, I think I'm gonna go out of my way to purchase just a whole bottle of the Togarashi seasoning to add to my repertoire. That's delicious. And with the black beans, the kimchi, because I over dried mine, the kimchi definitely helped give it more moisture because I definitely left it on the stove for way longer than 4 minutes, and that's because I was trying to do two things at once. So focus when you're cooking on one thing, then go to the other. But the kimchi helped bring back more moisture and just like add that pop. Like it sneaks up on you, the whole like spice. I even feel the lingering effect in the back of my mouth. But it's not the whole like I can't taste the other flavors type of spice. It's just, it hits you. It really hits you. Overall, I am floored. I'm taken aback. I really enjoyed this. This was really good. And the directions were very easy to follow. So this is great. Thank you so much, Purple Carrot. And also NIFT for just all of this. This is really good. I'm so glad I got a chance to try this. This is day 1 of 3. So let's see how the others go. This was a really nice dinner. I felt like I treated myself. All right, well, I hope you all love this. And definitely stay tuned for the next, dinner I have prepped. All right, see you guys, and remember, always be unapologetically you. comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you all later. Miss Blue out.
Come.